um, almost 3 months later, I'm coming at you guys with a personal video, my labor and delivery story. I had Tristan Allen Liggins, December 31st, 2017. So you guys want to hear about it? So here we go. Sorry. Oh, I'm so excited. I've been wanting to tell this. I've just been like really procrastinating actually. Okay, so it is I think December 28th. It is nighttime. And I start having contractions, and I kind of figured like he'll be here soon. His due date was January 9th, 2018. So I started having contractions at night. They were like 4-7 minutes apart. Like they it's like they hurt. You can never say contractions don't hurt. Well, you can, but okay, they were just there. Okay, so they hurt a little bit. Okay, I wasn't like, oh, but I was like, every time it came on, I'm like, that's it. So yeah. And Alan was like, oh, we need to go to the hospital. I'm like, first of all, I've never had a kid, but I definitely know you don't just up and go to the hospital because you got some contractions. So they kept going, and then they kind of stopped. And remember, this is the 28th. Now, the 30th, 2 days later, I woke up, 10 a.m., contractions. And they felt the same way that they did that night. They didn't get any worse or nothing like that. It was December 30th, and all morning, my mom made me breakfast and everything. I kept having contractions. I'm sitting on the couch. They're like 7 minutes apart, you know. So I kind of knew, like, you know, something's happening. So it got later in the day, like 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock, I'm in my mom's bed, and they're still going. They've been going on for that long, and they didn't get closer. They didn't get, like, more painful. Some were more painful than others, but they didn't just, it wasn't, like, progressively more, like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, okay. So I was like, something popped. I knew it. I felt something pop. There was no liquid or nothing. So I went to go pee. Mom's like, you probably have to pee, So I went to go pee, and I peed, and I was fine. And I got up, and I walked to my room. I think I was gonna change my clothes. And right when I, like, wait, what did I do? For some reason, I took off my underwear. And I took them off, and my water broke. And my mucus plug came out, and it was on the floor. TMI, but whatever. So yeah, it came, and my boyfriend was in the room. He's like, ew, oh my god, it's time. My mom's like, it's time. And so he started packing our bag. I got in the shower, still leaking. I really shouldn't have gotten in the shower, honestly. And then I got out, still leaking. I was leaking like crazy. I was leaking that whole night, actually. And so we went to the first we went to Chick-fil-A because I had to have Chick-fil-A because I was fucking hungry and I felt like they weren't going to feed me. So, we went to Chick-fil-A, then we went straight to the place, and, they put me in triage, which is basically where they, like, check you in to make sure you're actually in labor. And I was in early labor. I wasn't even in active labor, but I still had contractions, like, they were coming. And it was like the pain was like to where I could squeeze something. I was like squeezing Alan. So after triage, everything was right. My water broke and everything. They got me to my room, and the contractions started to get a little stronger. So me and Alan, I changed. We went for a walk. You know, my parents were still there. And then eventually they left. And so they started getting, you know, a little uncomfortable, so I got in the bathtub. Alan got in with me. He put his feet in. He was like sitting at the edge, and I was like holding on to him. So that happened. I got in the bath, and I got out. When I got out, they were still like, I wasn't like crying yet, but I was like, these hurt. But I could take it. I could take it a little longer. So my mom called, and she told Alan, she was like, tell them to give her the epidural. And I was going to get that anyways, but honestly, I could have waited a little longer. So I forgot to mention, when I came in, I was 60% effaced, and I was only 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter dilated, and my water broke. So, sorry, this thing is shaky as fuck. Okay, hold on. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. So, I was only 60% effaced. So, I was like, there are girls that aren't even in labor yet that are like 1 and 2 centimeters and like 80% effaced. Like, you know what I mean? So, when they checked me, before they gave me the epidural, I think I was 4 centimeters. And this was around maybe 10 o'clock. No, not even that, like 9. And, yeah, so the lady came in. I got my epidural fast. And, you know, that was great. The epidural did not hurt. Did not hurt. I don't care what nobody says, what videos you watch. Maybe, every person's different. Or it could just be the anesthesiologist. But my anesthesiologist was amazing. I felt nothing. Nothing. Like, nothing at all. This shit is shaky. Oh, God. Okay. Sorry, guys, for the bad quality or whatever. But, I gotta tell my story. Ew, I look gross. Okay, so, yeah, I got the epidural, and they also gave me some penicillin. So, I was on cloud fucking 19. I felt so amazing. I felt great. And I want to say I slept for like 15 minutes, and then back labor. I couldn't even feel like, I thought I wasn't going to be able to feel anything for the rest of the time. No. I started crying. That shit hurt like a bitch. So obviously my epidural wasn't working. And so there's this button you press, like when you start to feel, there's something in my, or it's just really glossy. You start to feel pain, so you press it, and the epidural medicine or whatever, it'll go through your thing again. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's attached to you. I think they put it in your back or something like that. Yeah. So I press that, and you can feel it. It's cold. It's cold going down your back. I pressed that thing so many times throughout the night. I was just not, the shit was just not working for me. My mom came back, and she spent the night, and I had only got to 5 centimeters, and I was stuck there for hours. When I say for hours, I mean till like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, I want to say. It's like everything, I kind of spaced out around the morning time because I deadass was in so much pain. So they had to put fluid back into me because Tristan was like in distress or something. Something was going on, and they were like, she's gonna have to get a C-section. And I started fucking crying because I don't want nobody cutting me open. And that was terrible, terrible, terrible. I did not want that to happen. So along with that, I was having contractions, I want to say every 3 minutes. And it hurt. It did. So I'm grabbing onto Alan. He's laying in bed with me. And then eventually it gets around like 12-ish something. And I am 7 centimeters, and within like the next 30 minutes to an hour, I got to 10 centimeters. So, of course, the contractions, there was no break. It was just contraction after contraction after contraction, and it hurt. I didn't want nobody talking to me. I was grouchy. I was so fucking annoyed. And I did vomit like twice. So that too. But I only vomited like, I had popsicles. So it wasn't that bad. But whatever. So they were like, it's time, it's time. They broke the bed down. The doctor came in. Fucking hated my doctor. Not going to say his name. But he came in and he's like, you ready? And I'm like, yeah. I got one nurse here, one nurse there. Alan, my mom. My aunt, my grandma, they were all in the room. I don't think they really care how many people were in the room. So I started pushing. Let me tell you, I felt like I was pushing for days. I was pushing for an hour and a half. And things got a little bad. So the doctor had to put a vacuum thing in my vagina, which stretched my vagina out so much more. And that's when he ripped me. He ripped me. My son did not rip me. The doctor ripped me. Whatever he put inside of me, ripped me. And that shit hurt like a bitch when he was putting that shit in. My mom was looking. She was pissed. Alan was pissed because it deformed my baby's head. Because he was pulling him out. He was basically not giving me the chance to like really push him out. And I know I was pushing for an hour and a half, but like still. So the baby eventually came out and it was like gush-y. And he wasn't breathing. I didn't know it at the time. I was scared as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie. I was scared as fuck for them to put him on me because I'm like, oh my god, this is my son. Like, this is my kid. So they took him and he looked like a little shrimp. Like, he looked gray. Obviously, he wasn't breathing, but I wasn't. Things weren't registering to me. So they took him over. I thought they were just cleaning him off and, you know, getting him to cry. But they had to resuscitate him. And they took him to the ICU. And he, like, completely recovered within, like, 10, 15 minutes. And they brought him back in. And he was so... because he was crying and he wanted me. So, yeah. That was my labor and delivery story. And, I know it wasn't much, but I didn't have like this dramatic thing. Like if the whole C-section thing would have happened, I don't know, I would have been so upset. But you know, it's whatever. He's here, he's healthy. I know you guys want to see him. You will see him soon. He's actually not here right now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me and Alan's couples channel. We have our own channel together. So follow that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am so grateful for you guys. I'm grateful that I had a good, you know, I was healthy. He's healthy now. So yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and wait for the next video.